creating your own record label. Thanksgiving dinner is right around the corner. Everybody's thinking about that amazing Thanksgiving feast that they're going to hopefully have and share with their family and friends. I know I've been thinking about turkey and definitely the rolls, the bread rolls that we're going to have, and all the butter that I'm going to throw on that. I'm very hungry right now, if you can't tell. But my question for you is, is turkey on your brain? I know it's on my brain, and I could definitely tell, we can all tell, that our dear friend Mr. Kramer here, he has no choice but to have turkey on his brain. Poor guy. Or maybe he's very lucky, I don't know. Or maybe you're one of those very unique individuals who is choosing to think outside of the box. And you're thinking, I wonder what it's like, what it would be like, what's necessary, and what's needed in order for me to create my very own record label. And hey, we're all in luck, because tonight I'm going to share with you some information that I think is going to help any individual who's wanting to do that follow the right path. And everybody's excited. I'm excited. Tonight I'm going to share with you 3 essential elements that are needed when creating a record label, your very own record label. These 3 elements are goals and direction, establishing your brand, and choosing your own production team. Goals and direction. Having goals and direction will give you the discipline, strength, and confidence needed to take action. It's important that we set realistic goals and take immediate action towards whatever it is that we want to go after in life. But it's also important to use the resources and research and develop the ideas that we have with solid information that's already been created by the industry that we're studying. And specifically when it comes to the music industry, there is loads of information online, and definitely at your local library, you can find various books about the music industry. One of my favorite books about the music industry is All You Need to Know About the Music Business by Mr. Donald S. Passman. Very amazing book, and it's important to stay up to date with what's currently taking place within the music industry, because information is constantly being updated, laws are being created anew, and there's always things that are taking place within the industry that are changing the way that we do things. The internet, for example, changed everything back in the 90s. Everything and how we conduct business within the music industry, as well as do music, just creating music in general. But it's important for us to utilize the media that we have, the digital literacy skills that we have, in order to develop an awareness of the music industry, if you will. It's important to get an education, study music business, music law, and connect with like-minded individuals. You can find individuals, groups of people online on social media. Maybe it'd be even more wise to go to conferences where you're going to find music industry professionals and individuals who are just thinking the same way as you, wanting to create your own record label and wanting to be creative within the music industry as well. Our essential element number 2 is establishing your brand. Branding your record label will make certain that you as an individual as well as a company stand out from the rest of the crowd. Marketing is so essential. There's so many ways that we can market today. I could not cover all of them over the next hour, to be honest with you. There's so many infinite ways that we can market. Of course, the more popular ways to market today are social media, utilizing social media. And of course, if you get onto a major record label, they're going to market various ways on billboards, and they can also license your music to a soda company or to a car company and have your song playing have the artist's song playing on a commercial, if you will. It's important to choose the name and the logo and look as well. That's very important, of course. And again, connecting with like-minded individuals. Social media is so powerful, but again, it is ideal to go to bars, clubs where there may be bands playing and connect with these individuals. Connect with the people in your local community, the musicians in your local community, and the same goes for connecting with people in general, because you never know who that person may be sitting next to you. Goals and direction. Having goals and direction will give you the discipline, strength, and confidence needed to take action. It's important that we set realistic goals when it comes to the music industry, and it's also important that we take immediate action. We can also use the resources that are around us, that are on the internet, that are at our local library, to do research and develop our very own ideas about what we'd like to do with our record label. Again, there are plenty of resources online. It's just a click away. It's important to also possibly get an education. One can go to an institution of education such as Los Angeles Film School, LA Recording School. We could also go to a school like Berklee School of Music or Full Sail University. Those are all good schools when it comes to getting an education on and within the music industry. It's important that we understand the basic music industry vocabulary, and we also need to understand the roles that are played by various different individuals within the music industry as well. And we also need to understand music business, and it's important to also connect with like-minded individuals. Social media is one way we can go about doing that, but we can also go to conferences in order to connect with people and learn from them, so that we know more about which direction we should go. We need to be asking questions of wise counsel. That's what we need to be doing, seeking wise counsel. Yeah, this gentleman down here saying, how do you know about that? Yeah, once you start studying music business and music law and everything, you start talking about this stuff, people will be like, how do you know about that stuff? You're not supposed to know about that. Another essential element is establishing your brand. Branding your record label will make certain that you stand out from the crowd. Marketing is super important. There's various ways that an individual can market. Social media is a definite place, a definite way that a lot of people market, a lot of artists market, as well as major record labels, as well as independent record labels, how they market their own company as well as artists. It's important to choose a name, logo, and look that you think is going to stand out and make you seem like a cool person. You're wanting to connect with a certain crowd, and you want to dress and look appropriate to that particular niche within the market of the music industry, as a record label as well as an artist. And you can definitely tell that someone like DJ Khaled, he definitely has it down. He knows what he's doing. And you see in this GIF right here, this picture, he's saying another one. That's one of his ways, that's one of his phrases. That's one of the phrases that he uses that a lot of people, once they hear it, they know that that's DJ Khaled. And of course, there's various other ways that an individual can market. Social media, again, connecting with like-minded individuals on social media. It's exactly what all these artists are doing. They're connecting with their fans. The third essential element is choosing your production team. Building your music production team is similar to how a professional sports owner approaches potential athletes. It's important that you choose the type of music that you're going to be producing, so that you can relay that information to potential members, to bands in the local area. You want to talk with them and say, hey, this is what I'm doing. What do you think? Bounce ideas off of other people. You should never be afraid to ask other people about their opinion about what you're wanting to do. And if they don't like that, that's their problem. But one of the best things you can do is go and go watch bands play. Go and find local bands, local musicians, watch them, connect with them, and say, hey, this is what I'm trying to do. And maybe they'll want to work with you and create that production team with you. Of course they want to. It's also important to be responsible in protecting yourself and your team by, again, learning that music business and the legal side of the music industry as well. The music production process, it's important to understand the music production process all the way from start to finish, arrangement to mastering the song, all the way to the marketing into the song, all the way to the accounting side of the song. It's very important to be aware of these things. If not in the most detailed manner, at least be aware that they do exist, and that it may be important for you to be even more aware than just knowing that it exists. So in conclusion, we went over 3 essential elements that we believe that could help us understand how we can develop our skills in becoming an individual who can actually create our own record label. In closing, we covered 3 essential elements that would help us gain a better awareness of what we needed to do in order to create our own record label. Those 3 essential elements are goals and direction, establishing your brand, and choosing your production team. Mr. Berry Gordy Jr., who is a music mogul, as well as legend and founder of Motown Records, he once famously said, "There aren't enough people who care about the future. They are too busy worrying about today and what they can grab now." Although Mr. Berry Gordy Jr. was a producer and songwriter who has many hits to his name, he did so much more than that. He was a man that had a desire to create opportunity for artists. He wanted to help artists come off of the streets and actually make a living utilizing their art, the gifts that God has given them. Instead of putting himself out in the limelight, instead of seeking the attention of record labels, instead of seeking the attention of adoring fans, he chose to stay behind the scenes and create opportunity for others. And in that process, he decided to create his own record label. This man is a selfless individual. He's definitely the pinnacle of what it is that we should be observing as individuals who are wanting to create our own record labels. He did go down a path that was very challenging, yet I can imagine it was very satisfying as well. So this is what I'm going to go ahead and conclude with. Thank you very much for your time. I hope that I was able to present this in somewhat of a reasonable manner. Thank you for your time. Have a good evening.